checking.
Oh, hi. We're back. So Ange, my sister, is visiting this week from Edmonton. She owns Metta Yoga in Edmonton, and we're going to tone it down a notch from our earlier live, which was quick 5-ish minutes yoga sequence. Tonight, we're actually doing a little 5-minute yoga sequence to take it down a notch. At the end of the day, I want everyone to just shut the TV off, Netflix, put your screens down except for your Instagram, of course. And we are going to release our day, okay? And this is going to be up like all Instagram lives, I guess, for 24 hours, right, Ange?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
We got the okay from Christina Kim.
Yes. Oh, Alexis, hi. Yeah, so you could do it tonight, tomorrow night, whatever. And I hope you enjoy. Ange, anything else to add?
No, we're ready to go. Let's take it down a notch.
Yes.
So, Carol's going to be my model. She is going to just start at standing in the middle of her mat. And if you want to do this close to your bed, if you're ready to go, I don't know. It's like 8:26. I don't know who goes to bed in like 8:30, but
Alexis.
But Alexis. But yeah, I did last night. Guilty. Okay, but there's time change. You know what? Do whatever you want. This is gonna dial you down and let go of your day. So tune into it anytime.
What we really want to do is start to increase melatonin, right? Our melatonin is our sleep hormone. Sorry, I had to add
No,
that
this
in.
is good.
And earlier, when we were doing the morning sequence, we wanted to actually decrease melatonin and increase cortisol. And that gives us our pep, our energy. So now we're going to shut it down and hopefully start to increase our melatonin so we start to get sleepy for bed.
So I'm going to get her into a forward fold because that is going to shut down shop. So this is something also, so she can take her feet hip width apart. You can go a little wider if your low back is like really sensitive or something's going on. Add a bend to your legs. Just make this super passive. Do no work in the body other than the legs being fairly active. So press your feet down. So you can let your arms hang, or you can grab onto opposite elbows, whatever allows you the most traction for your spine. You could even interlock your fingers and grab the base of your skull to add some traction. But whatever you feel comfortable with. And once again, your breath is going to be your greatest guide, which means if you feel tight with your breath, you need to come out a little bit. Your breath is going to tell you. And also if you have some tension that's held in the body, that should be your indication that you need to maybe widen your stance a little bit more, or you need to change up the pose a little bit. So Carol's taking her feet hip width apart. She's just having strong feet. So it's a strong foundation to allow her upper body just to be a waterfall. Just to be a waterfall down and let her brain hang down, let it fall, because she also works on her computer until like literally the second before she goes to bed, and I don't know how she sleeps. Oh. Anyway, so if you're one of those functioning people, maybe you need to obviously do this before bed. So you just need to like completely let your brain dump, let your day go, and take this moment just to like kind of let everything flush away. So just a couple breaths here, just to let it hang, traction. And this is amazing for the spine as well. I'm in her bubble, so I'm going to be maybe touching her a little bit. Obviously not 6 feet apart, but I'm in her bubble. All right. So then, as she just lets everything go, she's going to let her hands go down onto the mat. And then she's going to step back into a tabletop position. We're going to keep it really chill. Obviously, my motto is super accessibility. And take it at your own pace. If something doesn't feel good, there's always pit stops along the way, always modifications. So we're going to get into the hips a little bit more, as well as some twists, but right now we're going to go into pigeon. So she's just going to bring her right knee towards her right wrist, angle her shin slightly, and then walk her left leg back so that your hips actually come down closer to the mat. Okay? And you can always adjust the angle of your shin to, once again, take it out of your knee. And she can stay upright. It's a little bit more active. And so since this evening, we want to shut down shop a little bit, forward and down with the upper body. She can even support herself. So the more you can support your skeleton, the more you're able to just release and drop into the pose. So she can stack her fists, okay? And I know we're at home, so Chris, can you throw me a pillow? Chris is on the couch here. My assistant Chris is gonna throw me a pillow. Timely. She can even put a pillow instead of a block. If you have a block, there he is. He made debut. So if you don't have a block, you can definitely put, a textbook also mimics a block, or you could put a pillow underneath your forehead. So anything that supports you, that allows you just to let go, because the more you can let go of your head, your jaw, your shoulders, the more you're just setting yourself up for success to let your hips release. Okay? And you know what? If you do this sequence tomorrow night, or if you're doing it right now, maybe you can even turn on some like really chill tunes. You can even put some candles on if you want. Just keep it really relaxed, but we're not going to stay here for too long because we're going to get up right now. So Carol's going to walk her upper body up. She's going to go back and retrace her steps back into a tabletop position. So curl her toes under, get back into tabletop, step her right knee back, and then she's going to slide her left knee forward to her left wrist. Okay? Sweet. So she's going to angle her shin, and you make that angle to whatever allows your knee to feel comfortable, and walk your right leg back. Okay, forward and down with the upper body. And once again, if you want that pillow, block, or once again, a couple books or blanket, amazing to provide that support. The more you can provide the support and let go of holding in the body, the more you're able to, once again, allow that release, that relaxation, kind of dial down and let go of your day. And once you do hold poses for a little bit longer as well, the body changes after a few breaths, after a longer hold. So notice that, acknowledge it, and if you need to go a little deeper, adjust your pose. Don't be stuck in the shape you're in right now. Adjust to that communication your body's giving you. So you might want to come out of the pose even. So just a few more breaths. We have to balance out the body. And just making sure that you can even do your own little adjustment. You could press the left shin into the mat and the top of your right foot down right now. Just a little bit of activity, but then soften and see if you get, once again, a little bit more freedom in the pose, and in case you feel some fight or tension in the pose. So you definitely want more freedom. And then Carol's going to walk her upper body back up. She's going to come back into tabletop. So retracing her steps, slide the left shin in a bit, coming up into that tabletop. And then downward facing dog. Okay, just a down dog, because that's also, I know it's an awakening pose as well as we hit up this morning, but it's such a great balancing pose in the body as well. So bringing that homeostasis into the body at the end of the day. So coming down onto your knees, she's going to turn around, lie down on her back. So we're going to shut down shop on the back, so you don't have to move now from your back. All right, so she's going to draw her right knee in towards her chest when relieving pose. So an option here is to draw the right knee out towards the side so you avoid your torso, because everybody's thigh bone is inserted differently. So you might be more forward, you might be more into the back side. So you kind of find that range. You need to figure out your anatomy, your body, in terms of like where you feel less resistance. So that might be off to the right a little bit more, or it might be midline right into the chest. Okay, and another option here, and I know we did pigeon already, but another option here is to do midline pigeon. So she can slide her shin to the angle of pigeon, so that number 7 shape, and she's going to flex her right foot so it's not in the ankle and not in the knee, but you get right into the right glute. And then she can make her own adjustments there. So if she wants to bring her right knee up to the side a little bit more to increase intensity, you just kind of figure out, move around a little bit and see where you want to kind of stay in the pose, and then just be with that sensation. So there should never be pain, and it's kind of contraindication. So there should never be any pain. Okay, there's one more breath. And she's going to slide right into thread the needle, bend your left leg. She's going to cross her right ankle on top of her left thigh, and then her hands feed through. She's going to interlock at the hamstring, and if you do want a little bit more, You can grab onto the shin, and also like backpedaling a little bit more, she can also leave her left foot on the floor, and that's an amazing hip opener too. So if you've got pretty strong hips or anything going on with the ankle or knee a little bit more, this is amazing right here. Or you can even put that textbook underneath your left foot, just a little elevation, and that might be really great right there, okay? You don't have to go to the extent of interlocking your fingers around the hamstring. Check in, right? Pit stops along the way. So Carol's gonna interlock because I know she can. And she's going there. All right. And then we're gonna go supine pigeon twist. So she's gonna keep the figure four in her legs, lower the left foot to the floor. She's gonna tee out her arms to open her chest, and then take the legs over to the left. But her knee, her right knee is gonna stay up towards the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are. And then her left hand can even grab her ankle and travel her ankle closer to her hip if she wants a different sensation or an adjustment that goes possibly a little deeper. And this one's a little bit more subtle, so you might feel that you get into the twist. Depends on where you hold tension. So it might be in the twist, or you might feel that you can get into the outer thigh, the IT band. You might feel that. But just make sure that the right knee points away from your chest and you're really long through the right side of your torso. Okay, another breath. And then she's gonna press her left foot down, bring your legs back up to center, unravel the legs, and hug your knees in, just to hug in, just to get symmetrical once again and reset. And then she's gonna go right to the other side. So left knee hugs in, right leg extends, wind relieving pose. So interlock your fingers, opposite grip. Once again, work your brain both sides. The goofy grip or awkward grip. And then once again, both sides of the hips are also potentially different. So you kind of navigate how you feel on this side. So you can move it a little bit more to the center line, a little more to the left. Kind of check in with where you feel the most freedom, once again, a little more depth, and just freedom of breath as well. So you should be able to shut your eyes, close your eyes, kind of just, this is also great after dinner because it's digestion. So it's getting things moving, aids in digestion. It's also really calming because it's like a forward fold in a sense. So it's really calming. And then she can kind of range. And if she wants to go midline pigeon as well, she can go there as well. So right hand can grab her left ankle, midline pigeon, just keeping the shin. And once again, in that reverse number 7, just like that pigeon shape, if you wanted to go into more depth. And if you're familiar with Half Happy Baby, for sure, you can definitely go there. It's a great hip opener, a little more intense for sure, but check in with how the body feels right here, right now in your practice, not with where you always go, okay? So if you always do Half Happy Baby, maybe it's a midline pigeon today. Just respect that. Okay, one more breath. Always in and out through the nose. All right, and then we're going to go thread the needle. So she's going to bend her right leg, cross the left ankle on her right thigh, and once again, the goofy grip or awkward grip from what she had the other side. And always keeps the left foot flexed so you get out of the joints, because it's not about the joints. You want to work into the muscles, okay? Right into the outer thigh. Maybe you feel it into the left hip. And also that option of even keeping the right foot to the floor. Depends on how strong the hips are, and you might even just keep it there, but just also keep the curves in your spine. So even though we're working in the low body, we're also working with the curves in the spine. So the curve in the cervical spine, even press the back of your head into the mat a little bit, and you can keep that curve in your neck, and the low back as well. So even press your sacrum a little bit into the mat. You're going to keep that curve in the low back. Okay, we're going supine pigeon twist. So tee up the arms, lower the right foot down, take your legs over to the right. Okay, and the left knee points up to the ceiling, and Carol's gonna obviously use her right hand if she wants to bring her heel closer to her hip. You can close your eyes, obviously amazing. Just make sure if you close your eyes, you're still present with your practice and your body, and not kind of going into, once again, your to-do list, which is where you want to delete and get away from. So really using the breath to kind of drop yourself back into your body, into your practice. Two more breaths here. Just make them really full. Draw in through the nose, feel it trace through the back of the throat, And reverse the way back out through the throat, through the nose. And then she's gonna bring her legs back to center, press her right foot down, bring your legs back up, and unravel the legs. Hug both knees in, so we want to get symmetrical pose into the body, into the pelvis, so hug in. And she can go active Supta Baddha Konasana, so bring her soles of the feet to touch. She's going to grab onto her ankles, bottom of the shins, and her arms are really straight, as you can see, and active, but her legs are super chill. Just let your legs flop out. So if you're following along, legs flop out, and let them be really heavy, and that's such a great release for your low back, your hips, great hip opener. Just once again to dial it down and get really chill. Let go of your jaw. That's a direct relationship to the tightness in your hips, so let go of any tension. The root of your tongue, let it go. And then bring your legs to touch, knees to touch. And then extend your legs up towards the ceiling. This is great. So it's a Viparita Krani. So it's legs up the wall. And if you do have a wall and you want to creep up to the wall, for sure, get your butt right up against the wall and let your legs literally hang on the wall. But if you don't, you can just let them find that position that allows your pelvis and your legs to do no work. So it's a little tip of the pelvis. But if you need some assistance, once again, you can put a pillow underneath your bum. So she's going to lift your bum a little bit. I'm just going to wedge this underneath. So it's literally like your legs are doing no work. And you kind of can work with the angle of the pillow or textbook or block, once again, to make sure that it's just a slight tilt of the pelvis, and that your legs are like literally doing no work, and that you can just hang up there. It's a nice drain, especially if you're on your feet all day, or it's amazing. And all these hip openers are amazing if you sit at a desk all day. So getting a little bit more open, less tension into the low back. And then of course, once you're done that, feel a little bit of a drain. You can move the block or pillow and bring the soles of your feet onto the mat. And your final Shavasana. You can sprawl out as much as you can, and the goal of Shavasana is to prop yourself up, so once again you feel completely supported, no work in the body. This is where you need literally no work in the body. So you can do little adjustments of like pressing the elbows into the ground or into your bed if you're in your bed. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath and truly get the shoulder blades underneath, so you provide this platform for your chest just to open up. And the palm of the hands, let your fingers just curl in. There's no work, once again. Fingers curl in, and there should be no work in through your glutes or your hips. So an indication is if your toes are still really pointing up towards the ceiling, just let them flop out. Let the hips go, let the quads go. And of course, now you can close your eyes. Just make sure you're totally tuned into your breath as that connector of really feeling present in the body. I think she fell asleep.
That's so good.
Because she really needs it. But you definitely can lay there as long as you want, and I hope you totally doze off into complete rest. But Shavasana is nice to have that presence as well. And I think Carol wants the last word. I love it. Go.
I just wanted to say thank you to Ange for being here and joining our bubble for the week. That was so nice. Yes. It was a great reminder, I think, for all of us in our family that social interaction is so important. And, I missed that hug for so many months. Safe hug. Safe hug. So that's been so nice. And it's been so nice to have our...
I'm right here. She does get hugs, just so you know. From off screen.
To have the kids, the cousins play and everything. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, and I hope you've enjoyed this little sequence. I don't know how long it ended up being, but it's something really simple that you can do at the end of the day, just to let go. And again, like I said earlier today, it's also just about some movement. I think it doesn't matter how old you are. if you're, you know, a teenager, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s,
Yeah.
you know, like our parents. And I think
You can still
everyone
do it.
needs to move
Yeah.
and breathe. So not only is it going to help start our day, but it's also going to help shut down our day. So thank you for joining us.
Thank
Namaste.
you. Namaste.